Up next on Eco Company,
3 amazing teens with a passion for the planet.
My name is
This
Jordan
LA
Howard.
teen is on a mission
18
to
years
inspire. Now she's inspiring with a book, videos, speaking engagements, and organizations against plastic.
then a teen who aspires to live small. He's on a mission to build his own house and to show others how to take a responsible role in the world.
Then, taking charge, a teen who won't take no for an answer. Find out how this guy had an impact at his school and in his city.
Those amazing stories coming up
On Eco Company. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in to Eco Company. I'm Josh.
And I'm Jordan.
Today, we're going to meet 3 amazing teens who are making a difference and inspiring others.
First up, a Southern California teen who wasn't too sure about climate change.
Like many of us, she was asking, how does this apply to me? And how can I do anything about it?
Then she became aware of some real solutions, learned that we could all make a difference, and jumped in with a passion.
Jordan sat down with her to find out what got her going.
Good afternoon. My name is Jordan Howard.
Meet college student Jordan Howard, an environmental activist, public speaker, filmmaker. Oh, and yeah, she's even helped edit a book.
I hope to inspire people to change their behavior.
This green teen's mission to educate and inspire others to protect the planet is one we had to hear about in person. So we traveled to the coast of Southern California to chat with this multitasking powerhouse. So this all started at your environmental charter high school. Tell us about that. Tell us about the programs offered to the students and how the whole school sort of worked.
Well, Environmental Charter High School, it's a small school in Lawndale. The purpose of the school is to teach us to be lifelong learners and to be agents of change in our community.
It was there where Howard learned about global warming in the 9th grade, but her road to eco-activism was anything but smooth.
I always got in trouble because I used to always be the only one to raise my hand and say, why are we learning this? This is not important. I don't think we need to be, you shouldn't force this upon us. I was resistant and I thought it was a movement for hippies and I thought that I had no relation to the environmental movement.
But soon she had a change of heart. Something clicked.
That I was resistant because I didn't know. I wasn't educated. I didn't really know what the solutions were to global warming. We were taught about global warming and we knew all the effects of global warming, but we didn't know what we could do to prevent global warming. I felt empowered when I learned that I could actually do something to combat global warming. I can do something in my own life, in my family's life, so that's what I started to do. I first had to change myself before I asked anyone, to change.
Once the light bulb came on, she didn't waste a second. And it didn't take long for people to know she meant business.
And then I went home and said, okay, we need to green the house. We need to start going to farmers markets and refusing plastic bags at the stores. My parents thought I was crazy, and I was just like, okay, I'll come back later. So they had to see that I wanted to make the change, and then they were they wanted to do it as well.
She took action at school too. Working with the Surfrider Foundation, she started a campaign for teens called Rise Above Plastics.
And I learned my 10th grade year about plastics and how they were harmful for not only the environment but for human bodies because of the chemicals that are inside. I was really empowered to do something, and I was just like, okay, if I know that I'm not the only one that didn't know this before we learned this, so I wanted to create something for students where students taught students to rise above plastics.
She gathered a few dozen students and trained them to go out into the community.
So it was all for students. We ended up going to businesses, schools in our community, different schools, and we learned that, adults listen when kids are talking as well.
Right, these were teenagers.
Exactly. And teenagers listen when teenagers
Exactly.
are talking as well.
Howard's taken her message to LA's Environmental Youth Conference, to the International Plastics Are Forever Conference, and to the TEDx series.
I use plastic all day long, so it's easy to get rid of all we have. It's easy to end plastic pollution. I mean, I use this every day. We just have to change our behavior.
And there's even more. She's also a filmmaker.
My first project was A Day in the Life. So when I was first inspired, I saw that the green movement needed education. People needed to learn because we're still in a time where there are millions and millions of people that don't even know what climate change is, and they can't explain to you what climate change is in 3 sentences. And that's a problem. That's a really big problem when we're trying to get people to change their behavior. So I say that everything that I ever want to do, I want to educate people. I just want to make sure I'm educating people. So we did that with that film. We taught people from little kids to grown-ups to teenagers how to go green in their lifestyles.
She's also doing that through the latest book she's had a hand in. It's called Green My Parents.
First thing that we teach in Green My Parents, we teach the kids how to read their electric bill and how to understand their electric bill and understand kilowatts. Because I even asked my mom one time, I was just like, while we were writing the book, do you know how to read an electric bill? And she says, I actually don't. So before we start teaching them how to save money, how to shave 10% off of their electric bill, we teach them how to understand their electric bill and understand the kilowatts that they use per month, kilowatts that they use per year. We teach them it's energy, water, how to green your pets, how to green your home, how to green your clothing.
Whether it's through public speaking, movies, or the pages of a book, for Howard, it's all about educating and giving people solutions. It's also about showing teens they can make a difference.
We're just reminding kids that, you have an influence over your parents, you have an influence over your politicians.
It's a road to sustainability Howard plans to stay on for years to come.
It feels good. It feels really good.
Coming up, living small. This teen's building his own house, an efficient 130 square feet.
And later, a teen who wouldn't take no for an answer. Recycling programs, solar panels, a city environmental task force, no project is too large for this guy. More Eco Company is still ahead. Next up, we have the story of a teen with an unusual project.
As we turn 16, most of us are thinking about driving and school and guys.
Or girls.
Or just hanging out with friends.
But we found one teen with a different outlook. He has a big project on a small scale, and Brendan is checking it out.
It's summertime for Austin Haight, but that's no time to rest for this 16-year-old from Santa Rosa, California. He's building his own house. That is, he's building his own mini house.
That is my tiny house, or mini house that I like to call. It's 130 square feet, and it's what I'm gonna live in, hopefully, for a long time.
When he's not in school, playing sports, or working, you'll find him here in his backyard, looking over plans with his dad and building away.
I've had help from others, but a lot of it has been done by me because it's just something I want to accomplish. It's like one of my goals and stuff, and so I like to do it by myself.
That even means earning the money to do it.
We have not given him any money for this project, so he works as a camp counselor in the summertime, and then during school he'll work for me or do projects for other people.
All right, Austin, can we maybe take a step inside and see what's in there?
Yeah, I'll give you a tour.
Sure.
So welcome to my tiny house.
Yeah, so this is a year's worth of effort.
Yeah. Back here, there'll be a wall dividing these two. This will be the bathroom, I guess, with the shower on this side and the composting toilet on this side. For the gas, I'm gonna do propane, which is for my stove and oven, but the water will just be a regular hose hookup. The floors are reused salvage yard flooring. Up there is just basically my loft I've been sleeping in for a while.
So why build something so small?
I want to live in a house like this because it's small enough for just me, but it's also big enough if I want to have like 1 or 2 friends over.
Not to mention, living small helps the planet out too.
It's also eco for me, and I really like to save the earth because we only got one of those.
That's the same philosophy of Hayes' mentor and friend, Jay Schaefer, an architect and builder. He's the guy who helped Austin get started.
I met him at an open house that I was having. I was showing off my tiny house to a bunch of people, and he and his dad came up to me, introduced themselves, and Austin has been in the scene ever since.
He's all, hey, I want to build one of these. So I'm all, yeah, do it.
Schaefer's been designing and building mini houses for a decade.
This is my 3rd tiny house. Over the course of 10 years, I've been living this way, and this is my favorite yet. It's just very small, and it's just sitting back there like a shed, but it's decked out.
All right, let's go take a look inside.
Who goes there? Hey, Brendan.
Hey, Jay, nice to meet you. Can I come
too.
in and take a look?
Come on in. Welcome to my very humble abode.
It's cozy.
If nothing else, it is cozy. What we're standing in now is what I like to call the great room. It's just like 6 by 6 feet, and it's where I both entertain with my puffy chairs and my little fireplace, which keeps the whole place warm in the winter. And then I also do my work in here at the desk, which is on the back wall. It's one of the main reasons why I did downsize is because I was tired of spewing more greenhouse gases into the atmosphere than I really needed to, and tired of consuming more resources than I really had to as well. This is the kitchen. The kitchen is very small, as you can see. I do have a sink and a refrigerator, and I even have a little stovetop here that hangs on the wall. This room over here is the smallest full bath that I'm aware of in the world. The way I pull it off is just by combining the sink and the bathtub and the shower all into one thing, and then the toilet sits on the other side.
So what's the entire square footage of this tiny house?
Let's see, this one's 120 square feet, so it's about the same size as Austin's.
Back at Austin's house, it's time to get to work.
All right, so Austin, what's the project of the day?
We got insulation right now, just some styrofoam, basic insulation, and we're gonna just put it right there, hopefully, and just, since this is styrofoam, you don't have to, you can just push it in.
So should we cut some more?
Yeah, you wanna give me a hand?
Sure.
All right, cool.
It takes some muscle to get through the styrofoam.
Yeah.
Once more.
Yeah.
With feeling.
Solid through.
Whew, done. Should we put it in?
Let's do it.
So which panel are we putting this one in?
Right below the same one right there.
All right.
Shove it down in there as far as you can.
So you have, what, 30 more to do?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's work that Hayes doesn't mind doing, not one bit.
It gives me a great satisfaction because it shows that everyone can go eco, not just older people. The younger people have a difference in the world.
Last July when we went and bought the trailer, I mean, most 15-year-olds aren't thinking about paying $2,000 for a flatbed utility trailer. Once he bought that, it was no turning back.
I love that Austin's totally in tune with why this is so important. Living small, living simply.
I want to send that everyone has a step that they can take to go eco, and everyone has a way to save money, and it doesn't mean you have to be frugal about it. You just have to choose what you do, and not having a big house is fine. Having a smaller house is sometimes better, and I'm just hoping everyone catches the drift and we all go small someday.
That day for Austin isn't so far away. For now, he works on his mini home in his parents' backyard. When he heads off to college, it'll be a home sweet home to call his very own.
Coming up, a teen on a mission to make a difference wherever he goes.
It was fantastic to see the panels finally go up when I really didn't think it would.
No project is too big for this guy. More Eco Company is still ahead. Thanks for watching Eco Company. Now for our third inspiring story. And this next guy has a wonderful credo.
He says if you think you can't have an impact on preserving the environment, you won't.
He believed he could, and he did in a big way. Think you've got a busy schedule? Then you haven't met Jason Bade. He's a student at Stanford University, but before he walked these grounds, he spent his days here, at Aragon High School in Northern California, where he's left behind quite a legacy.
There's an energy about him and an unwillingness to say it can't be done that is quite unique.
From championing solar panels to re-energizing his school's recycling program, Bade knew his high school should be doing more to go green, so he took action.
If you ask my parents, they would certainly tell you that I was really gung-ho about recycling, and gung-ho to the point that I was probably quite annoying.
First off, he formed an environmental impact committee.
It was a committee composed of parents, administrators, some faculty, and some students. The importance being that then I could gain an audience with the district that wouldn't just listen, that wouldn't otherwise listen to a pipsqueaky sophomore. The recycling program was sort of the first easy thing I decided I could get done, get out of the way.
Jason took over the program, got it reactivated because it kind of died.
He added new bins and started an awareness campaign. This trash audit helped too. Students went through the garbage, pulled out plastic bottles, and spread them out on the lawn.
My brother and I went Monday morning really early, like 6:30, and we laid them all out so that when everyone got to school, there were all this trash essentially sitting in the middle of campus. It got a lot of people's attention.
The goal? To get people thinking about recycling and save money too.
So we calculated by the end of the first year that the recycling of what we were collecting saved the district about $4,500.
Next up, solar panels.
Jason was not going to take no for an answer.
Faculty advisor Doug McGlashan says earlier efforts failed because the panels cost too much.
Essentially, it had been given up. And the spark that Jason brought to it was not only a determination to get it done, but every time there was a block, a barrier, a problem, Jason would think it through.
I spent a good deal of time researching to try to figure out, okay, how can the district raise this money in an efficient way that is going to be positive gain over time.
Bade finally convinced the school board the energy savings would be worth it. The process took 3 years.
I have to say it was fantastic to see the panels finally go up when I really didn't think it would. It was sort of a pie in the sky dream. It was pretty incredible.
Even more incredible, they'll save the district about $1 million a year. If that wasn't enough, Bade also served on his city's environmental sustainability task force.
Its sole goal, its sole mission was to create a sustainability report, a report of recommendations for the city to implement to make itself more environmentally friendly.
He became the committee's vice chair and headed the solid waste subcommittee.
I was working with a group of adults who were really passionate and knowledgeable in different domains.
Sally Liu served alongside him.
We, as the committee, were very excited to have a high school student who was so interested in environmental sustainability, and he just proved to be such a powerhouse.
I think it's crucial that we start making these decisions soon rather than later.
On their recommendation list, ways to save energy and water, plus ways to reduce trash, like banning styrofoam.
Just this year, we have passed an ordinance banning the use of styrofoam, and that was another big interest of Jason's and the committee's.
Styrofoam particularly is not easily recyclable. We're littering our streets and getting out to the bay.
On a roll on his turf, Bade joined the nonprofit Green Youth Alliance and soon became co-director.
Green Youth Alliance is a group of high school students from different high schools that are connected by their interest in environmental sustainability.
Members focus on energy, food, and water, and do things like creek cleanups.
We're coming here and trying to restore some of the natural ecosystems by getting rid of these invasive ivy.
Gladwin D'Souza serves on the board with Bade.
Jason's a real doer, and that's really what was inspirational to the other students, was seeing him working on the solar project with the San Mateo School District and actually seeing results. It's now a project for the Green Youth Alliance to follow up on because it's a model that we can copy.
So from helping green up his city to inspiring other students and championing the power of the sun, Jason Bade is proof of the power of one.
His perseverance was what really got surprised them.
Our committee was so wowed by him. He showed such decisiveness in his actions and such strength of character.
I really think that a lot of Jason's success has simply been that he doesn't quit.
Jason Bade, eco-warrior for the planet. And we can't wait to see what he does next.
Don't underestimate your own abilities to make a difference.
Well, that wraps up another episode of Eco Company. Thanks for watching.
For more information on the stories in our show, or to send us your feedback, check out our website at eco-company.tv.
And remember, you too can be part of the solution. We'll see you next time
on Eco Company.